Have you ever sat down to study, opened your books, and felt nothing? You know you should be learning, but your brain just refuses to cooperate. 10 minutes later, you're scrolling your phone, grabbing a snack, or staring blankly at the wall. I've been there too, and honestly, it's frustrating. You see other students learning faster, remembering more, and you wonder, why can't I do that? The problem isn't you, it's your approach. Most of us study the wrong way, thinking more hours equals better results. But what if I told you you could study faster, retain more, and actually enjoy the process without feeling guilty? In this video, I'll show you science-backed hacks that make studying feel effortless. You'll learn 3 to 5 proven methods that top students, from Harvard to Japanese high schools, use every day. By the end, you'll have a step-by-step approach to learn faster, remember longer, and feel like you're cheating the system, but ethically. Active recall. Ask, don't just read. Passive reading is a trap. You think you're learning, but most information slips away. Instead, try active recall. After reading a page, close the book and ask yourself, what did I just learn? Explain it out loud, write it down, or teach it to an imaginary student. I used to highlight textbooks endlessly. Weeks later, I couldn't remember a thing. Once I switched to active recall, I noticed a huge difference. My brain started working with the information, not just storing it. Pitfall: don't just glance at your notes. If you answer incorrectly, check the material immediately. The brain needs quick feedback to strengthen memory. Number 2. The Feynman technique. Teach to learn. Richard Feynman, a Nobel-winning physicist, had a simple idea. If you can't explain a concept simply, you don't truly understand it. Pick a topic. Try to explain it to a 12-year-old or an imaginary student. Identify gaps in your knowledge. Go back, study, and refine your explanation. I once struggled with organic chemistry formulas. I started teaching them to my younger cousin. At first I stumbled, but explaining forced me to clarify my thoughts. Within days, I could recall the formulas without hesitation. Pitfall: avoid overcomplicating your explanation. Simplicity is the goal. If it's confusing, go back to the source. 3. Spaced repetition. Timing is everything. Your brain remembers things better if you review them in spaced intervals. Instead of cramming, review notes after 1 day, then 3 days, then 7 days, and so on. Apps like Anki or Quizlet use this principle, but you can do it on paper too. Japanese students use this method extensively. They don't study more hours, they study at smarter intervals. I used to cram for exams overnight and forget everything the next day. When I tried spaced repetition, my retention skyrocketed. I could recall information weeks later without effort. Pitfall: skipping reviews is the biggest mistake. Consistency beats intensity every time. 4. The Pomodoro technique. Focus in bursts. Long, continuous study sessions often lead to burnout. Instead, work in short, focused intervals, typically 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. During these bursts, eliminate distractions. Phone? Away. Social media? Off. It trains your brain to focus completely, and the short breaks prevent fatigue. I used to struggle with focus. After adopting Pomodoro, I finished chapters in half the time, and my recall improved. A friend of mine, studying for the SAT, cut his study time from 6 hours to 3, but scored higher because he focused during every single Pomodoro session. Pitfall: don't extend the intervals too long initially. Start small and gradually increase if needed. 5. Interleaving. Mix subjects boost memory. Most students study one subject at a time, but research shows mixing topics, called interleaving, strengthens learning. For example, instead of doing 2 hours of only math, mix 30 minutes of math, 30 minutes of science, 30 minutes of history, then repeat. This creates stronger neural connections, helping your brain adapt and recall better under real test conditions. I used interleaving during finals last semester. Switching between subjects felt weird at first, but I remembered everything more clearly than during my usual marathon sessions. Pitfall: don't mix too many subjects at once. 2 to 3 is enough to prevent overload. Japanese high school students often study shorter hours, but use active recall, spaced repetition, and interleaving, which explains their high retention rates. Harvard study groups. Students teach each other using the Feynman technique. This collaborative approach doubles understanding. Personal: I cut my study time for a major exam from 8 hours a day to 4 while scoring 20% higher, all thanks to these techniques. Let's quickly recap. Active recall: test yourself instead of passively reading. Feynman technique: teach to truly understand. Spaced repetition: review at intervals to strengthen memory. Pomodoro technique: focus in short, distraction-free bursts. Interleaving: mix subjects to boost long-term retention. Use these together, not separately. That's the real cheating effect, learning faster and remembering more without cramming. Now is your turn. Try 1 or 2 techniques today and see how your study sessions change. Remember, speed isn't magic. It's science, consistency, and smart habits. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because I share methods like these every week to make learning easier and more effective. And here's a teaser. Next week, I'll show you how to double your retention in half the time using Memory Palace hacks, techniques used by memory champions worldwide. Until then, start studying smarter and watch how fast you can progress. Thank you for watching. Apply these methods and notice the difference in your learning.